Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs of 3rd of November. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app and you can read the detailed explanation of these questions. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. The link is given in the description box and the revision related content is uploaded on this channel. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. First question is, Sardar Patel Zoological Park, which was seen in news recently, is located in which state of India? So, it is located in Gujarat. Recently, Prime Minister inaugurated the Sardar Patel Zoological Park and it is also known as Jungle Safari. And it is in Kevadia in Narmada district of Gujarat. And this is near. The Prime Minister also inaugurated Arogyavan. So, this is also in Kevadia in Narmada district of Gujarat. Now recently Gujarat was also in news because of Gift City, as UK, that is United Kingdom, has entered into a strategic partnership to develop India's IFSC center in this Gift City. What is GIFT? So GIFT stands for Gujarat International Finance Tech City and it is in Gandhinagar. What is IFSC? It is International Financial Services Center. Now recently UK was also in news as it has decided to take back the control and management of country's nuclear weapon warheads from Lockheed Martin Group. So previously the control was managed by this grouping. Now UK has decided to take back the control of its nuclear weapon warheads. Next question is, privileged partnership is associated in the joint commission meeting between India and which country? So it is between India and Mexico. Recently, 8th joint meeting of India and Mexico was organized through video conferencing. And from our side, our External Affairs Minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar, participated. Now, Mexico was also in news because of Khadi Oaxaca. So, it was in news because Prime Minister made a reference during his Man Ki Baat program. And this Khadi is associated to Mexico. Recently, Mexico was also in news as it issued world's first sovereign bond linked to UN SDG, that is United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Next question is, which body has launched National Program and Project Management Policy Framework for Infrastructure Sector along with QCI? So it is Niti Aayog. So this National Program and Project Management Policy Framework intends to reform in the way infrastructure projects are being executed in our country. So this will speed up the implementation of infrastructure projects. On this occasion, Union Road Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari also released in BOK. What is in BOK? It is Indian Infrastructure Body of Knowledge. Now coming back to QCI, so the chairperson of QCI is nominated by Prime Minister and it is non-executive post. QCI was formed in 1997 and presently the present chairperson is Adil Janul Bhai. So, Niti Aayog along with QCI launched this National Program and Project Management Policy Framework to speed up the project implementation. Next question is, which technology major has announced to launch a virtual private network services for its consumers? So, it has been announced by Google. Usually, the VPN is used to bypass the restrictions on internet. Suppose some country has banned some websites, so these websites are accessed with the help of VPN, that is virtual private networks. Now recently Google was also in news because of Make Small Strong initiative. Google was also in news as recently it collaborated with Ministry of Culture for Life in Miniature project. Now what is this project? So as a part of this project, the monuments will be shown through Google Arts and Culture. Next question is, which Indian state or union territory has approved over 40 crore to provide insurance to the lawyers? So it has been approved by Delhi government. So it is an initiative to provide insurance to the lawyers. So as per this new provision, 5 lakh rupees medical insurance is provided and 10 lakh rupees life insurance is provided to the lawyers. And this is being provided under CM Advocates Welfare Scheme. Now recently the government constituted a committee and this committee is Rakesh Kumar Khanna Committee. So this committee recommended ways for the proper utilization of the fund for the welfare of advocates. Recently, Delhi was also in news because of Green Delhi initiative. So this is a mobile application which has been launched by Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Now with the help of this application, the residents of Delhi can help in reducing the pollution in the Union Territory. Delhi was also in news because of Yudh Pradushan Ke Virudh initiative. So as the name suggests, it is a campaign against pollution. Next question is, which armed force successfully test fired its anti-ship missile in Bay of Bengal from the guided missile Corvette INS Kora? So it is done by Indian Navy. It successfully test fired its anti-ship missile from its guided missile Corvette INS Kora. Now recently, Indian Navy was also in news because of Bongo Saga. So Bongo Saga joint navy exercise between the navies of India and Bangladesh. Recently, Bangladesh was in news because next year it will complete 50 years of independence, and on that occasion it has invited our Prime Minister. Bangladesh was also in news because of BIMSTEC, recent conference of BIMSTEC held in Sri Lanka. Recently, Sri Lanka was in news as it banned cow slaughter. Sri Lanka was also in news because of 20th Constitutional Amendment. Mahinda Rajapaksa is the Prime Minister of Sri Lanka and Gotabaya Rajapaksa is the President. Next question is, which typhoon has recently hit Vietnam? So it is Molave. Actually, this typhoon has hit both Vietnam and Philippines. Recently, Philippines was also in news because of Typhoon Rolly or Goni. Next question is, the government has mandated BIS mark for the production, sale, import and trade of which product? So it is for leather footwear. So now, as per the new notification, no leather footwear can be produced, sold, traded, imported or even stocked unless they have this BIS mark. And this notification has been issued by DPIIT. DPIIT stands for Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So this DPIIT is under Commerce Ministry. Now why this was done? See, this was done to put a limit on the import of cheap leather products in our country. And because the cheap leather products are imported, it hampers our domestic industry. So that is why, to put a limit on imports, this decision was taken by the government. Now it is mandatory to have BIS mark. Now what is BIS? It is Bureau of Indian Standards. And BIS, that is Bureau of Indian Standards, is a national standards body and it is under Ministry of Consumer Affairs. Recently, Consumer Affairs Minister Ramvilas Paswan passed away. Answer in comment box, he was associated to which political party? Next question is, the Supreme Court has extended the timeline for implementation of Permanent Commission to women SSC officers in which armed force? So it is related to Indian Navy. Actually, in March 2020, Supreme Court had ruled that Indian Navy should provide permanent commission for women, and Supreme Court asked the central government to implement the same within 3 months. But because of this pandemic situation, everything was delayed, and now Supreme Court of India has extended the timeline till December 31st, 2020. That means by this date, this should be implemented mandatorily. Next question is, which draft bill has been recently released by Union Shipping Ministry? So it is Coastal Shipping Bill. Recently it was released by Union Shipping Ministry. Now recently this Shipping Ministry was also in news because of right of first refusal. Answer in comment box what is the meaning of this term and why it was in news. Next question is, SERB POWER scheme has been launched by government targeting which segment? So it is for women scientists, and SERB POWER scheme has been recently launched by Ministry of Science and Technology for women scientists. So the idea is to encourage women to work in the field of science and technology. What is SERB? It is Science and Engineering Research Board. So this SERB is under DST, that is Department of Science and Technology, and this DST is under Ministry of Science and Technology. So SERB is going to implement this scheme. What is full form of POWER? It is promoting opportunities for women in exploratory research. Now recently this DST was also in news because of Vigyan Prashar. So this Vigyan Prashar is an autonomous agency under Department of Science and Technology. Recently this Vigyan Prashar published Bye Bye Corona. So this is world's first science toon. That means science plus cartoon. The idea is to spread awareness about coronavirus in an interesting manner. So this world's first science tune has been written by Dr. Pradeep Srivastav. Next question is, the government has extended income tax exemption under LTC, that is Leave Travel Concession Cash Voucher Scheme, to which segment? So it has been extended for non-central government employees. Why it has been extended? Because see, if there will be income tax exemption, people will have more money. If they will have more money, they will spend more. And if they will spend more, the demand in the economy will increase and subsequently the economic growth can be restored. So these were the most important questions. Now we are going to cover important news. First is Mesut Yilmaz. So Mesut Yilmaz was the former Prime Minister of Turkey, and Mesut Yilmaz passed away recently. Next is Sukhoi 30 MKI. So recently IAF, that is Indian Air Force, successfully test fired air-launched BrahMos, air-launched version of BrahMos. Now this missile has been developed by DRDO. Actually BrahMos is a collaboration between India and Russia, and it is named after rivers of India and Russia. So it is named after Brahmaputra of India and Moscow of Russia. Next is 2nd of November. So 2nd of November was observed as International Day to end impunity for crime against journalists. On the other hand, World Vegan Day is observed on 1st of November. Next is related to Chris Gayle and Shane Watson. So these are related to cricket. So Shane Watson is a cricketer from Australia, and in IPL he is a cricketer from Chennai Super Kings. Recently he announced his retirement. On the other hand, Chris Gayle is from West Indies, and in IPL he is from Kings 11 Punjab. Why Chris Gayle was in news? Because recently he became the first batsman to hit 1006 in T20 format. Next is BCCI's Women T20 Challenge. What is BCCI? It is Board of Control for Cricket in India, and Saurav Ganguly is BCCI president. So for this Women T20 Challenge tournament, Jio is the official sponsor partner, and this tournament will be played in Sharjah, and total 3 teams are there. These are Velocity, Supernovas and Trailblazers. Next is Mansar Lake Development Program. Mansar Lake Development Plan. So it is related to Jammu and Kashmir. Recently this development plan was inaugurated, and that is why it was in news. It is important to note that Surinsar, Mansar lakes are designated Ramsar sites. Total 39 sites are there in India. Ramsar is a convention for the protection of wetlands. Previously it was 37, now 2 more added. Answer in comment box which are these 2 sites. Next is Ajithachan Puruskaram. So it is Kerala government's highest literary honor, and for this time it was given to Paul Jacharya. Next is IBM IOCL. So IBM has partnered with Indian Oil Corporation, and as per this partnership, IBM will provide digital tools to Indian Oil Corporation. That means IBM will be the technology partner for Indian Oil Corporation. Next is Jadav Payang. So popularly he is also known as Forest Man of India. Why he was in news recently? Because the story of Forest Man of India has been included in the curriculum of schools in Bristol in USA. So that is why he was in news. Next is 16 Psyche. So it is an asteroid, and it is between Mars and Jupiter. Now why it was in news? Because as per the recent study, it could be entirely of metal, and it can be more valuable than the entire economy of this earth. So that is why it was in news. And recently Hubble Space Telescope has shown that the surface of this asteroid is mostly of iron and nickel. Hubble Space Telescope is of NASA. NASA is the space agency of USA. Next is Axis Bank Max Life. So Axis Bank is going to buy 19% stakes in Max Life. Next is Maple Group RBL Bank. So recently RBI approved the plan of Maple Group, and now Maple Group is going to acquire 9.99% stakes in RBL Bank. And last is India's first tire park. So it is going to be in Kolkata in West Bengal, and it will be launched by West Bengal Transport Corporation. So these were the most important events. Thank you, and that's all for the day.